Hey, howdy everybody, what's up? Today, it's kind of a cool day. It's kind of a fun day. I haven't had a Marius request in a while, and we got a Marius request today. It's a good day. I mean, he requested it like a week ago, but I just haven't had time to get to it until today. But let's check this out. I'm excited. He actually did 3 songs. Gave me a triple song request. And today I will be checking out Amorphis, The Bee, Orbit Culture, The Shadowing, and Mental Cruelty, Zweilicht / Symphony of a Dying Star. Sorry, it's Zweilicht. My bad. Not Zweilicht. I said that wrong. Zweilicht, Symphony of a Dying Star. I've not heard either of these bands. I've heard of Orbit Culture and Mental Cruelty before. I know that they exist. I've not heard of Amorphis, though. That is a band that I know nothing about. I don't think I've actually heard any Orbit Culture or Mental Cruelty or know exactly, like, where they would go in, like, the genre sphere until now, because Marius gave me this little request. So anyway, triple song request, and he says, as a Scandinavian, growing up on melodic death metal was inevitable. In Flames, Children of Bodom, Insomnium, Omnium Gatherum, Oman Amarth. Dude, that's a lot of ums. Insomnium, Bodum, Omnium, Gatherum, Aman, Amat. And the genre is still going strong with its influences, though it sounds nothing like it did in the 90s. These 3 aren't really mellow death songs in their own, but they're heavily influenced by it and have a lot of elements of it. Also, Amorphis used to be one of the mellow death goats back in the day, but they've changed their sound a lot to a more clean, synth-driven prog sound these days. Interesting. Okay, like Vola? The Bee is from the middle of that transition. Cool. So that's the one that I'll be starting with. And then I'll listen to Orbit Culture, The Shadowing, and then Mental Cruelty, Zweilicht / Symphony of a Dying Star. Let's check this out. I'll make sure I got all my everything going. I'm gonna put my headphones on so that I am ready to go. I'm gonna hit the button. Here we are. Button has been hit. Let's go. Queen of Time, that's the album, I think. Yes. When did this drop? Okay, about 7 years ago. 2018 was 7 years ago. Whew. Cool. Love this so far. Beautiful little harmonies there. I love this part. Ooh. Back to here. Oh, there's still more. This kind of feels like Tool art. Ooh, a little high bass. Ooh, back to this part. Dude, I'm getting chills from this. This is so epic. Something about like the music, and then you look at the lyrics, it's like, "The honey will flow once more," and it's like, it's such an interesting comparison there. That was great. I loved it. I loved that. That was. I feel like I'm a little. Hold up. Hang on. I feel like I'm a little. There we go. There. I think I was just a little too dark. I think I had it on the lowest brightness instead of the second lowest brightness, which is how I usually have it. That's better. Okay. Man, this feels like the stuff that like I would listen to over and over again and really love a lot more on subsequent listens. I really liked it here. Dude, epic way of talking about bees. Like, it's so cool. You have like, and honey will flow once more. Just like you get like, they build their castles with the heads of kings or whatever, and then, and honey will flow once more. It's like weird. Like, what's the juxtaposition? That's it, where you have like opposite things that are being kind of put together. It's really funny. in a good way, not funny like, oh, that's stupid, but funny, like kind of unintentionally humorous. I think it's like this epic mellow death song about bees. I really liked the more synthy stuff during this, and the melodies were great. There were some, I couldn't tell. Let me see if I can find. Let me find that first one. That first like chorus part, wherever that was. I think it was over here. Yeah, I want to hear this part again, because there was something I couldn't tell if it was harmonies or if it was. Well, let me just hear it. Let me hear it. It is, yeah, it's a second vocal harmony. So you have like the like whatever it is. There's the harmonies just feel very crisp. I don't know if that makes sense, but listen to the vocal harmonies, they feel pretty crisp during this section. Like there, especially when it's doing the having that lower harmony stay on that one note, really like something about it is really cool for that part specifically. And I really like that. And then that kind of random key modulation out of nowhere. Where even was that? I don't even know. No, it was, yeah, over here. It was this part. Yeah, right here. Like, this is so cool. Just so epic. It has kind of a medieval sort of feel to it. I mean, they're taking, at least lyrically, big atmosphere in the music, but lyrically, it's kind of taking the concept of bees and giving it like a medieval sort of feel, singing about like kings and halls and all that kind of stuff. I really love the atmosphere of this. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Really good song. I'd be interested to hear this full album if the whole thing is this kind of this cool. It's a pretty good track. All right, on to the next one. Next track is Orbit Culture, The Shadowing. So Marius did this as a 3-song request and wanted me to do it all in one video so I can kind of compare the different styles, I guess, of Melodeath and talk about what I like. I think my favorite Melodeath album currently is Black Crown Initiate, Violent Portraits of a Doomed Escape. That sort of like melodic aspect added on to the death metal stuff is what I really, really like. If it's just straight up chaotic death metal, I like it sometimes, but I really like having more of a melody to latch onto. And that sort of draws me in a lot more. I mean, have your big epic, have your sections, but I like a nice little chorus to kind of make everything come together a little bit. I like it. Also, that last song, great lyrical cadence. Like the lyrics worked really well with the music. They fit super well. And I really appreciate that in music in general. If you've watched any of my stuff where I complain about stuff, you know I appreciate that. Let's go. Orbit Culture, The Shadowing, song 2. Already different vibe, okay. Kind of Silent Hill-esque. Whoa. Whoa. Ooh, what is that thing? Love that. Nice, screen cleans. Sick. It's a bit more kind of punchy and like in your face than the other song. I love that outfit design. That's so cool. Woo. Oh, a break. Nice. This is well written, giving you a little breather partway through. Oh, that's big. The like choral vocals here, that's insane. Yeah. Nice. Okay. I liked a lot of that. I think actually my least favorite part was like the beginning when you had like that section, the like that part was pretty cool, and that whole build there. I wasn't as big of a fan. I'm not quite as big of a fan of like I don't know. Not that I hate scream cleans, but like sometimes they don't work for me because the melody doesn't feel as gripping as some other ones, and that's kind of what I was feeling with this. They were really cool and the atmosphere was there, but I think the melody itself wasn't my favorite. Once it got into this section, it kind of slowed down where she like meets, I'm assuming, the band members at this section in some dream or something, and then it had that massive section with the choral vocals and everything. That was amazing. But ultimately, sometimes like some songs just sometimes don't hit for me, which is fine. And I mean like melodically, some melodies don't hit for me. Not songs in general, but some melodies don't hit for me. And it doesn't make me want to dismiss the band as a whole, but it makes me kind of interested to hear more because I really like the atmosphere and the overall sound of this. Maybe there's something else with like a more melodic chorus that I would like. Maybe there's like a melody that I would latch onto. And it's mostly just because the melody in here is a little bit basic. It's just kind of like moving by steps and not much variation in the melody. But I get it's not about having a melody. It's more about building that atmosphere and creating the big sound that you hear for all of this, which that part I thought was really, really cool and I liked. I'm going to give this a generous 7. I'd be nice and give it a 7. Also pretty good song. I liked the B better though, but still pretty good song. All right, the last of Marius's request songs. I can't speak for some reason. Mental Cruelty. Zwielicht, Symphony of a Dying Star. What does Zwielicht mean? Let's find out, because I don't know. Zwielicht means twilight. Oh, that's cool. Now, is it Zwielicht or is it Zwielicht? Because I don't know if it looks German, And oh no, it is German, which would then make it Zwielicht, right? That's how you say it in German. Because one of the rules of German is when you have an I and E together, you say the sound of the second one. So you say the name of the second one. So like if it's IE, you say Zvi. If it's EI, it's Zwei. And he would be Zwielicht. And I knew Licht was light. I wasn't sure what Zvi meant. Zwielicht. I don't know. I'm a classically trained vocalist, so I sang a lot of German and French and Italian and some Spanish and some Latin and tried Russian and got scared. And I think that's it. All right, let's check this one out.
Es färbt sich schwarz das Licht der Nacht, ein letzter Strahl mich trifft.
This is cool.
Mein größter Feind, mein eigener Geist, Schatten im Haupt, ein Gift. Ein Schleier dicht sich mich hüllt, es Odem und Kraft mir raubt. Harter Boden,
Big harmonies.
weich, mein Licht ist nun ertaubt. Es färbt sich schwarz das Licht der Nacht, ein letzter Strahl mich trifft.
Already, it's so folky.
Größter Feind, mein eigener Geist, Schatten im Haupt, ein Gift. Ein Schleier dicht sich mich hüllt, es Odem und Kraft mir raubt. Harter Boden, elend weich, mein Licht ist nun ertaubt.
Weird chained ghost-like man. Oh yeah. Oh, that's big. Oh. A single flower. This is like if Lorna Shore wasn't boring. Ooh, drum fill. Yes. Dude. This is so good. Key change. Another key change. Okay. That was so cool. I love the folky elements of this. I've heard Forgotten Kings, I think. I think I heard that on stream at some point. Let me double check. I don't want to dox any of my stuff, but I'm pretty sure let me check my request stream thing. I'm pretty sure I heard that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, Pig Vomit requested that. I gave it a 7.5 on my last stream, which was in January, by the way. I'm not consistent with request streams. I don't know when I'll do another one. Who knows? Maybe never. Okay, anyway, this was really, really cool. I remember thinking Forgotten Kings was a little bit kind of not as interesting as I would like it, and this kind of bordered on that, but it had a lot of really cool stuff in the atmosphere, in that melody that kept coming back, that bum 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 bum, that really like folky bit from the beginning, and it brought that back several times into the couple key changes that were there. I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer in those key changes. And then that clean bit in the middle when the two vocalists were kind of going back and forth or like singing together, that was my favorite part of the song. This is like Lorna Shore take notes type thing. So I've said it for a while, like Will's voice is really good, but I think he's wasted on a band like Lorna Shore, where he's kind of just trapped into just doing pig noises, and you can kind of tell he wants to do more because he's done like Sleep Token covers and random stuff like that. If he can do cleans with Lorna Shore, I think he can elevate that band to be even better than they already are, which is, they have a lot of talent, but they're musically very boring, I think. Pain Remains, I think, was, I listened to it once and I had no desire to go back to it. I couldn't remember anything about it. It was very forgetful. It was just kind of like it dragged. Is it dragged or drugged at that point? I don't know. It dragged a lot. And it just kind of got the same sort of feeling throughout. There were some cool noises, but ultimately cool noises don't make a song. And here there were some cool noises in here, some of the like weird like goblin sounds. Classic. Everybody's trying to out goblin each other these days. But I think the special little thread that makes this so good is the cleans and that melody. The solo was really good too. The solo really outlined a nice little melody and played around with some of the arpeggios in a really nice way. I liked that. I appreciate solos like that, instead of just solos that are kind of just to kind of show off how fast you can tap. Like this one had a lot of melodic merit to it. And overall, I think this was a pretty darn good song. Think it was pretty good. The parts where it slips a little bit for me are some of the parts where it just kind of stays in this one pocket and the drums are just kind of going and they're doing like just 30 seconds, just like nonstop kind of for a while. That kind of stuff I've never really loved. I said that recently. If you're on my Patreon and you watched my reaction to Ne Obliviscaris Portal of Eye, that was kind of my big gripe with that album, where it's just like there was really cool stuff happening, but on a first listen I was kind of not enthused about the longer sections of same drumming throughout, and that kind of stuff I'm not the biggest fan of, even though it's sort of a staple of the genre and it's something that happens. I don't hate it. It's not going to ruin a song for me. I'm just like, I wish there would have been something better there or something more interesting. But this had a lot of really good stuff happening, and there were a lot of interesting things throughout. Like I said, especially that folky melody that was kind of woven throughout the whole song. And this could be one that I think, you know, on repeat listens, you find yourself kind of like like really getting into it. Overall, I think out of these three, it's a little bit tough to compare them on a first listen. I think I liked the B the best. I think I really enjoyed the blend of cleans and the big sections on that, those like massive vocal sections. All three songs had those kind of like big sections where you're like, whoa, the atmosphere. And like the first one felt kind of medieval, and then the second one felt a little bit more like horror-esque and kind of a little bit more like Robert Eggers core. And this one feels a little bit more rooted in like German Norse. I mean, it's in German, but like Norse mythology, like Scandinavian, like that sort of era, kind of like weird stuff. I mean, you got a forest, you got a dude in a forest. You're gonna have those vibes no matter what, no matter where your band is from. But it's cool. It's cool, especially in a frozen forest. Like it's just cool. And like the whole vibe of like, I don't know what's going on in the video. He found a box with he's got chains on his hands. He's got a box with a rose in it. He touched it and it died. Or, I don't know. Or that wasn't a rose, it was a tulip or something. But, you know, same thing. They're both flowers. Who cares? I'm not a flower connoisseur. I'm a music man. Anyway, I liked it. I'm going to give this song, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Kind of on par with the second one as well. Overall, really, really fun collection of songs. My appreciation for this genre, I think, lies more in the B side of things, like that, and Violent Portraits of a Doomed Escape, that Black Crown Initiate album, which I said is probably my favorite Melodeath album that I've heard. And I like that kind of stuff a little bit more, where there's a little more variation in song structure as well, and it kind of catches you off guard at a few points, and you're kind of like, oh, oh, wow, or something like that. And the other songs had some of those things too, but I liked it in the B a bit more. Cool. Well, those are my thoughts. Thank you very much to Marius for sending me this triple song request. If you would like to request a song or an album or a movie or all three, you know, go check out my Patreon, link in description, all that fun stuff. There's a lot of cool benefits you can get there. You can watch full album reactions. I'm going to start watching The Penguin soon. That's also coming up soon. If you don't know about my second channel, that's also in description. I watch TVs and movies that over there, TV shows and movies. I watched all of Severance. You can watch my reactions to all of that. I just recently watched Rango, which I'm not going to spoil, but that the highlights video will be up on YouTube for that sometime this week. But the full reaction is on Patreon if you're interested in any of that. And overall, just thanks for watching. Thanks for following my channel and all that fun stuff. See you in the next video. Goodbye.